Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to week 3 of STEAM Tuesdays with Mrs. Hughes. This week's challenge, I'm very excited because it is based on the fact that tomorrow is Earth Day. It is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. So this week's challenge is going to be a maker's challenge. It's going to be open-ended, so you can make anything you want, but the one requirement is that you have to make it out of garbage, trash from your house, something that would otherwise end up in a landfill, so that we can reduce our waste and help protect the planet. So we're going to start out this week with a presentation. I'm going to share my screen with you here in a second. We're going to go through a presentation and read a book together, and then I'll give you some inspiration to help you get your creative juices flowing and ready to start your design challenge. Okay, so here is the presentation. This week's challenge is called the Earth Day Upcycled Makers Challenge. And here's just a little bit, the second slide is a little bit about Earth Day. I'm not going to read all of this to you, but I am going to share this presentation with you in Schoology so you can take a look at this slide. There's some interesting facts and also some tips, things you can do at home to help reduce, reuse, and recycle so that you can reduce your footprint on the earth. So we're going to start today by listening to a read aloud. This is one of my favorite books. It's actually a true story about a woman in Africa who made purses out of plastic bags, which are one of the largest pollutants in the world. There's so many plastic bags in the ocean and in landfills. So this woman found a way to use them and reduce the amount of waste. So we're going to listen to this story and then we'll go over the challenge.
One plastic bag. Isato Cisse and the Recycling Women of the Gambia. One plastic bag. Isato Cisse and the Recycling Women of the Gambia. Written by Miranda Paul. Illustrations by Elizabeth Zunon. Jiao, Gambia. Isato walks with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket, and her neck stings with every step. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is close now. She lifts her nose to catch the smell. The basket tips. One fruit tumbles, then 2, then 10. The basket breaks. Isato kicks the dirt. Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. It moves like a flag flapping in the wind and settles under a tamarind tree. Isato slides the strange fabric through her fingers and discovers it can carry things inside. She gathers her fruits in the bag. The basket is useless now. She drops it, knowing it will crumble and mix back in with the dirt. 4 goats greet Isato as Grandmother Wambe emerges from her kitchen hut. Hurry in before the rain soaks your beautiful mbuba. Isato scurries in, and Grandmother serves spicy rice and fish. Rain drums on the creaking aluminum roof. I broke your basket, Isato confesses, but I found this. Plastic, Grandmother frowns. There's more in the city. Day after day, Isato watches neighbors tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. Children slurp water and wanjo from tiny holes poked in clear bags. Market trays fill with minties wrapped in rainbows of plastic. The colors are beautiful, she thinks. She swings her bag high. The handle breaks. One paper escapes, then 2, then 10. Isatu shakes sand off her papers. Another plastic bag floats by, and she tucks her things inside. The torn bag is useless now. She drops it to the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere else to put it. Day after day, the bag she dropped is still there. One plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner path, and the thought floats away. Years pass, and Isatu grows into a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her, until the ugliness finds its way to her. Isatu hears a goat crying and hurries toward grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Where are the other goats? Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these, he says. The bags twist around their insides and the animals cannot survive. Now 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. Grandmother Mwambe's powerful shoulders sag. Isatu must be strong and do something. But what? Isatu's feet lead her to the old, ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic stings her nose. Her feet back away. Goats scamper past. They forage through the trash for food. Her feet stop. She knows too much to ignore it now. Holding her breath, she plucks one plastic bag from the pile. Then 2, then 10, then 100. What can we do? Isatu asks her friends. Let's wash them, says Fatim, pulling out Umo soap. Maram grabs a bucket and Incha fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins, and they clip the wash bags on the line. As the bags dry, Isatu watches her sister crochet. Can you teach me? Wah, yes. Her sister shows Isatu the stitches, then hands her a metal tool. Isatu's fingers busy themselves. In, out, around. Jerejef, thank you. Isatu finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What's that for? Fatim asks. Pauses. She and Peggy have an idea, but will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she explains the plan. One friend agrees to help, then 2, then 5. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread. Nakaligi B, asks grandmother. How is the work? Nadanka, Nadanka, answers Isatu. Slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us dirty. But I believe what we are doing is good. The women crochet by candlelight, away from those who mock them. Until a morning comes when they will no longer work in secret. Fingers sore and blistered, Isatu hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person laughs at her, then 2, then 10, then one woman lays Delassie coins on the table. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then 2, then 10. Soon, everyone wants one. Isatu fills her own purse with Delassie. She zips it shut and rides home to tell grandmother she has made enough to buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish, she smiles because it is smaller now. She tells herself, one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. And one day, author's note. I first traveled to the Gambia, West Africa in 2003 as a volunteer teacher. I had an amazing experience, but something threatened to ruin my memory of it all. The heaps of garbage piled everywhere. The problem seemed too big to fix. Then a friend told me that in a rural village, a woman named Isatu Sise was doing something about it. My friend showed me a beautiful purse made from recycled bags, and I vowed to meet Isatu. During my third stay in the Gambia in 2007, I finally connected with Isatu. I interviewed many women and girls, including the original Gambian women who had begun the recycling project with Isatu a decade earlier. They shared past stories of dead livestock, strangled gardens, and malaria outbreaks linked to the trash. But they also shared new stories of healthier families, better income, and increased self-confidence. Although I wasn't able to include all the details about the women and their project in this book, I believe the story I've shaped captures their spirit and inspirational accomplishments. Today, Njau is much cleaner. The goats are healthier, and the gardens grow better. Residents from nearby towns travel there to learn the craft of recycling. People from around the world continue to purchase the recycled plastic purses, and the women contribute some of their earnings toward an empowerment center where community members enjoy free health and literacy classes, as well as learn about the danger of burning plastic trash. In 2012, that center also became the home for the region's first public library. By the time you read this book, I hope that a copy of One Plastic Bag is shelved there, and that it will be checked out once, then twice, then 100 times.
So what is your hope for this project?
My hope is like to pilot it all over the country. If we can pilot it all over the world, so that people will be able to control the plastic bag, because it's definitely very difficult to decompose, and it can make a lot of problems around us.
Okay, so here is our challenge. For this week, I'd like you to make something useful out of trash. Take something that would have otherwise ended up in a landfill and make something amazing, something useful, something beautiful. Reduce the amount of trash that ends up in a landfill, reuse the things from your home that you no longer need, and recycle by making something old into something new. You can do this. Here are some examples to get your creative juices flowing. You could do a wind chime. You could make an instrument. You could make a toy, something to play with. You could make a game or a planter. You could make jewelry. This bracelet right over here on the right is actually made of t-shirts, old t-shirts that didn't fit anymore. She cut them into strips and then tied them together in knots and made a bracelet. And this one is pop tabs, so cool. You can make decorations, costumes, a game. I love this marble maze. We actually did this in class last year. So much fun. What about a yard game? It's starting to get warm outside. And here we've melted old crayons, little pieces of crayons that aren't useful anymore, into something really cool. I love these earth-shaped ones. You could make a car, a bank. This robot is a bank. A game, a board game. That's a lot of fun to make out of recycled trash. Lanterns for outside, a birdhouse. Art. I love this collage. And a board game. Very cool. These are actually K-cups, you guys. You could poke holes in K-cups and make any kind of decorations on them and make some really cool string lights for your bedroom. More instruments. A bird feeder, or even a game, another use for K-cups. More bird feeders, and I love these little fairy house decorations, so cute. These are cool. These are made out of paper towel tubes and toilet paper tubes, and they fit together so you can build like building blocks. Dream catcher. These are wrapped paper beads down here, and then a really cool tic-tac-toe game. This is actually plastic that's been cut into pieces. If you color the plastic with Sharpie markers and then pop it in the oven, it will roll up like that, and then you can make a pretty cool pendant. More games. Okay, so you've got the challenge this week. Make something out of trash. Save the planet. Reduce the amount of garbage that ends up in a landfill. Use your brain and think of something that you could make that's either useful or beautiful. And then be sure before you get started to ask permission before using items from around your house. Get excited, start tinkering, be creative, and help heal our planet. I really can't wait to see what you guys make. So please, 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 when you finish the challenge, go to Flipgrid and share with me what you made out of your trash at your house. I did want to point out, now that we're at the end of the video, that there are already some grade levels that are doing Earth Day challenges. And so you can use that for your STEAM Tuesday challenge. You don't have to do two different ones. So for instance, Miss Martin's class, I believe you guys are making animals, and 5th and 6th grade, you've been challenged to make hats out of recycled materials. So please, you can use that for your STEAM Tuesday challenge as well. So all you do is go to your Flipgrid, and once it opens, you'll click Login with Google. And there we go. Log in with Google, and then click the green plus sign to add a video and show me what you made. And I will be sharing what my girls made on there as well as what I'm making, because I'm actually making a little something for Earth Day as well. So I can't wait to see what you guys make. Thanks for joining me again this week for STEAM Tuesday. I miss you guys. Take care. Bye.